Less than a week after the assault on our nation's capital, a potential new threat. Federal investigators now are concerned about more violence in the run-up to Inauguration Day.
And now they are warning leaders in all 50 states to increase security at state houses. Denver 7's CB Cotton is joining us live tonight. And CB, local leaders are hoping for a peaceful gathering, but say they are preparing for anything.
Shannon and Ann, that's right. And Denver police aren't sharing specifics for how they're preparing, but they say they hope if anyone protests this week or next, they'll do so in a peaceful and lawful manner. Now, this news from the FBI about possible armed protest, it comes as the Colorado legislature is convening this week. Colorado legislature is convening this week. Now, lawmakers will go into recess by this weekend, but law enforcement tell me one of their goals is to make sure these lawmakers can do their job with zero interruptions. Not only that, they're also working to ensure everyone is safe.
5 days after insurrectionists brought fear to our nation's capital, they bring fear to cities across the country. On Monday, an internal FBI bulletin warned of armed protests being planned at all 50 state capitals and the U.S. Capitol in the days leading up to President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration.
We'd rather be prepared and over-prepared for it than to not be prepared and be caught off guard.
Denver Mayor Michael Hancock says intel is currently being shared among Denver police and state and federal law enforcement to assess what the FBI's bulletin may mean for the city.
The worst thing we can do is to not take seriously the intel that we're picking up, the type of postings that are occurring in social media.
There is chatter that a right-wing group is calling for a, quote, storming of local, state, and federal government courthouses and administrative buildings if President Trump is removed from office prior to Inauguration Day. There are also reports that this group is planning to storm government offices in every state on the day President-elect Joe Biden is inaugurated, regardless of whether the state certified votes for Biden or Trump.
We want to ask people, on these days where there are at least noted and at least some hedging that there might be protests downtown. If you don't have to come downtown, don't.
Colorado State Patrol is in charge of guarding the state capitol. They tell Denver 7, our agency is prepared for this potential activity and emphasizes the importance of a peaceful approach that allows for safe public discourse for all. And the governor's office says they support peaceful gatherings, but they're also monitoring the security situation. And of the many Colorado Republicans who condemned the attack on the U.S. Capitol, we heard back from GOP Chairman Ken Buck, who said, in part, all of our leaders need to be careful about our rhetoric going forward. It's our responsibility as members of Congress to tone down the rhetoric. Left or right, we all need to act as leaders and come together during this time.
We encourage and support people to peacefully assemble in our city and to exercise their First Amendment right to have their grievances heard. What we will not tolerate are people who come down bent on destruction of property and prepared to injure individuals.
Now, speaking of political parties coming together with this goal of safety, Colorado GOP Chairman Ken Buck has been vocal about his disagreement to any calls for impeaching President Donald Trump again. However, in his statement to us, he did say he looks forward to the peaceful transfer of power.